Googlers, what's poppin'? It's your boy Lawrence, aka LJ, also known as the Logo King. And obviously, today I'm gonna be presenting my skill set. Well, one of my skill sets, which is logo design. Let's get into it. So yeah, I started logo design about 12 years ago in 2008. I started it because I had a decent job, things were going well, and then suddenly I lost it, and it was 2008. So if you know anything about the economic climate during that time, you know that it was really tight. So it was hard for me to find another job. So I needed to tap into something that would help me, bring in income. And I knew I've always been artistic. I know how to draw since I could pick up a pen. From stick men to cartoon characters and all that kind of stuff like that when I was younger. And then when I was in the 8th grade, I remember attending this summer program at a school called Go Lightly. I don't even know if Go Lightly is still open, but I attended a program there during the summer. I think it was an 8-week program. That's when I learned about graphic design, and I was just immediately drawn to it. I was immediately good at it. I randomly did like a logo. I remember it was like a handprint, and it was something next to the handprint. But the teacher came in and was like, "Wow, you're really good at this!" And it was almost a collegiate level teacher at that time. So in 8th grade, I was first exposed to logo design, and then fast forward to 2008 when I lost my job. I had a friend who had a program. It was actually not even the entire program. It was an extension, it was an extension of a design program, and he just let me have the extension because he didn't need it anymore. And the extension worked by itself. So I downloaded it to my computer, and I just started messing around with it. I wasn't even really thinking about it like that. But then I began to realize that, oh, you know what? I can design logos. So I started out, doing really small projects, for people that are just getting started and stuff like that. It was really hard to find work, really hard to find, clientele, especially clientele that were willing to pay because I didn't have a lot of experience. But the people that did take a chance on me, they didn't regret it. So then I began maybe about a year or so later to really start getting paid. I actually had stepped away from it for a little while to start a clothing line called Misfit Omega. And the clothing line was doing well, and suddenly I just kind of stepped away from it. It was a couple things that happened. I stepped away from it. Probably pick it up really soon. And I've been rolling ever since. I mean, it's been a blessing. I've been getting a lot of paid clientele, and with that paid clientele, in the 12 going on 13 years I've been doing it, I've had three dissatisfied clients, and I'm proud to say that because I know a lot of people that they're having a hard time. But like I said, I've been blessed to actually have the skill set to tap into what people are saying to me and kind of relay the right message with their logo and stuff like that. So I'm like I said, I'm glad that it's been as successful as it's been. My favorite part of logo design, I think it's helping. Well, I think my favorite part is helping people because I'm able and I'm capable and I'm gifted to do something that somebody else can't do. And anytime, that's whether it's design, whether it's like feeding somebody or buying somebody some clothes or, helping somebody get a job or whatever. Like if I can help somebody and I got the power, the authority, the influence or whatever to do it, that's me. I'm in it. I feel like that's one of the things that we've been put on this earth to do is, to help each other. There's not billions of us for no reason. That's got nothing to do with logo design, but that's, part of my, I guess, philosophy or whatever. So I think one of my favorite parts is helping people and then seeing them like, oh man, this is exactly what I wanted, or maybe if it's not exactly what they wanted, like this is better than what I was thinking, or whatever. If I can help them, take that next step with their business or help them get these different ideas out of their head and into the logo, that's one of my favorite things to do. It also it's therapeutic. A lot of times I'm playing music while I'm designing and things like that too. So if I'm in like a weird space, emotionally or something like that, I'll design for fun. I'll just kind of do some practice, designs just to kind of get into a creative space and just kind of like realign, smooth out, I guess. Because it's therapeutic for me. It's a getaway from all the things that could be stressful in life. So I've worked with a lot. The spectrum is like far and wide. I've worked with people that do like street art, and people that are like inner city artists and things like that. Like people that paint or have like paintings and things like that, and they wanted to kind of brand themselves. I've worked with clothing lines, indie clothing lines. I've worked with music artists, and I've worked all the way up into like working with larger agencies, doing agency design, like for Great Expressions Dental Centers. I've worked with them. I've worked with Total Sports Complex. I've done some branding design for them. For Great Expressions, I actually helped do some office design for them. What happens is when they get an office, they need to have certain like signage up and stuff like that, and I was a part of the team to help basically design the offices for their new buildings. Now down to the nitty gritty, the actual logo design. So first off, I'm a designer. I have designer contemporaries. I have mentors. I have mentees, in design, and each of us have our own. We have our own approach, our own design philosophy, and we glean from each other. We eat the meat, spit out the bones. What's good for you works, and what that's the beauty of art, is that there's no hard rule, so to speak. The main rule in art is that there are really no rules. But my design philosophy for logos is sketch, digitize, polish. So before that, I actually have a conversation with the client, and I'm asking them about their business. I'm asking them about their product or their service, and I'm asking them about like their personality. Like I'm trying to get like a feel for their personality, because a good logo should at least have two of the three. It should be relaying something about the actual business, like the name of the business. It should have something about the product or service, and or the personality of the actual owner. So that conversation kind of gives me that groundwork, that foundation, and like I said, it's just some of this stuff I cannot explain to y'all. Like it's just in my head. Like when people talk to me about a business, and then like if I know them or I know kind of how they are, I'm mixing their personality in there, and then they talk to me about the service and kind of what they want to do. Some people have initiatives like with their business. They don't just want to make money. Maybe they want to help a certain type of person or whatever. And I'm tapping into all of that, and my mind just does it. It's just, and by the time I get to my laptop, it's like, okay, I think I know what I want to do. So when I get these ideas, okay, I sketch them out, and like I said, I'll show you here a few of the sketches that I've done. This design right behind me, Logo King, it actually came from a sketch that had nothing to do with like the Logo King concept just kind of popped up out of nowhere. But that's how I see myself. That's how a lot of people that know me and are connected to my business see me. I had this dude the other day calling me the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like, I don't know about that, because this is a designer, one of the people that I see as a mentor. He's the GOAT to me. But everybody's got their perspective. First step is sketch. What I do is I get my sketchbook. Some of you have seen me, even here have with my sketchbook out, and I'm just kind of like roughing it out, just kind of like putting different shapes and ideas, especially if there's like a face or if there's different shapes or whatever that need to be in the logo. I'm just kind of putting those on, laying those down as sketches, and I'm erasing, I'm darkening, I'm lightening, and I'm just kind of doing different things art-wise to kind of put together the basic concept. Once I get a solid concept down in the sketch, then I'll darken it up, and I'll darken it up to the point where I'm able to take it as an image and put it in my design program and do what's called digitizing it. And then what happens is I'll do what's called polishing, okay? And polishing is basically tightening up the lines, making some of the more forward features darker, some of the more lesser features lighter, and things like that. And then also adding color and different types of what I call accent design. So for an example, it may be a picture of my face or whatever. Actually, Logo King is supposed to be an interpretation of my face without my glasses on, right? But if I add my glasses, to me, that's like a polish. That's like a polished aspect of it. The crown is a polished aspect of it. So it's not the actual design, but something I add after the digitized phase that polishes it and makes it more, more accurate to what the message I'm relaying. So I got a treat for y'all. I'm actually going to walk y'all through some of this design that I'm actually doing for a client right now. Okay, so we've already been through the sketch phase of this, and for the sake of time, I'm going to kind of jump through this. I'm not going to like walk through each and every itsy bitsy point. And in fact, the design video, which is actually like 32 minutes long, I've like sped it up to like 8x. So it's going to be like really, really fast, but I'm gonna just kind of give you guys some here's and there's about what's going on with what you're seeing. So we've already been past the sketch phase. You should see the sketch here. That sketch was what my eyes and what my mind came up with. I showed it to the client, and the client was letting me know that he wanted to do something different with the facial features and the facial structure. So we discussed that, and that's where we are. Okay, so I'm watching the video with y'all, so I can give some good commentary. It looks like this is the back end of the digitize phase. Like I said, for the sake of time, we're gonna speed through this. This video is sped up to like 8K, so forgive me for the quality of the video. It's not as polished as I wanted it to be, but I guess me speeding it up 4x twice kind of like pixelated a little bit, but you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm watching the video with y'all so I can get some good commentary. So it looks like this is we're done with the sketch phase, and this is the back end here of the digitize phase. So I'm digitizing. I have it in a particular program where I'm getting these lines clean, making sure that things are symmetrical as they can be. And so what's happening here is I'm gonna finish digitizing it, and then I'm gonna save it down, and I'm gonna move it into another program for the polish phase. What happens in the polish phase is a lot of things that make the logo, I guess people like to use the word pop, but like designers don't really like that word. Like when we hear pop, it's like, oh my god. So anyway, you see here I'm adding color to the skin and the hair and the facial hair. You see I already have the lenses a certain color, but that color is going to change. The client wanted a Celtic compass in the logo, so you see that added to the outside border. I put a sphere in to add to the background, but this color is going to stay that way, and the lens color is going to change because it's too close to the background. So now I've added color to the collar, the pink collar. So now I'm adding color to the Celtic compass. This is moving really fast. And now I'm moving. Now I'm basically moving in, and I'm adding the color into this little spot sometimes that the paint bucket misses. And so I fill those in. So now, as you can see, I changed the lenses from that aqua blue to pink. I said let's just go wild with the pink here. And then now what I'm doing is I'm adding glare to the lenses, adding glare for some flair, so to speak. So I'm doing that. I try to make sure that everything is symmetrical as possible. So 3 glares per lens. I'm saving it down, and now getting ready to send it to the client. Okay. So what happens now is I send the logo to the client. The client gives me yay or nay. If it's a yay, cool, we move forward with the rest of the contract. If not, then they give me what's called revisions. All right, and so like depending on the level of the contract, I have multiple tiers of work that I work at, and so depending on the tier of work I'm working at, I give my clients a certain amount of revisions, because nobody's perfect. Sometimes I can misinterpret what the client is saying. Sometimes the client changes their mind and saying, well, I like this. I thought I liked this. Now that I see that you did it, I want something else. So I'll make those changes, and then I'll resubmit to the client, and we work together until we can get it done right. My plans with logo design are to, number one, sharpen my skill set. Even though I feel that I'm good, I know that I'm good. I can be so much better. I know people that are so much better, so I know that the level is attainable. So I'm keeping my head down, and I'm definitely staying focused on sharpening my skill set. What I want to do is collaborate with some really, really dope artists, other really dope artists, and things like that. And also I want to start collaborating with some large brands. It was never my intent to stay like, I still do like street design stuff, but it was never my intent to like stay there and for that to be my home. I know that my skill is strong enough for me to be known worldwide. So I'm gonna keep pushing. This is one of the many things that I'm excelling at. So I'm gonna keep pushing until I'm recognized at that level. And Google, that is a wrap. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the time. I hope I have not bored anybody. I hope this was as entertaining as it was educational. If you have any more questions, you can come see me, at my desk, or you can text me at 248-621-2221, or you can email me at bdunltd@gmail.com. Listen, it's been great. Hopefully I get to come back and present something else one day. All right, peace.